WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, that not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that? Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? What about the days and the nights we spent? What about the love we made so sweet? Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, baby. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What kind of way is that to treat your man? When I gave all that I never had, you got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, babe. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my love, and you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on, shaking. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, no. I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, in the studio right now by myself. We're going to see if Ruthie turns into Todd. Actually, she sent a text. Says she's going to be running a little bit late, so we're going to do our thing today. This is the Maze Jackson show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man in the building, DJ Riis the Ruler is today Wednesday? So actually, after 9 o'clock, it's week 304 Wednesdays. After 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness. This is the Maze Jackson Show. You ain't gonna get it, Flash. It's all right though. One day I'll be like, it's gonna be like nights like this. I wish rain just. Y'all a singing group. Well, sing something. Oh my goodness. Hey y'all, we doing our thing right here on the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host. In the building, my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, it's us right now, man. It's like it's normally how it is. So it's me and you. Riis, how you feeling this morning, man? What's up, man? How you doing this morning?
You know, I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest is Wednesday, man. It's always in the middle of the week. It's always good halfway through it. You know, it's good.
Riis, it's almost Christmas, man. We got like two. It's this week, this Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after that is Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, my foot. Told you what Santa really put. Matter of fact, you know what I need you to do today? I'm going to need you. We're going to have to find like the obscure Christmas songs and start adding them to the mix. Forget what Facebook say. Forget what the copywriters say. Forget the replay. Find Beat Street Christmas rap. We're going to need to play that, Riis. Going to have to need to school some of you youngins on how this really goes. Because, see, I feel like y'all don't get it. And so, you like, Riis, you never saw Beat Street, right? You said you never saw Beat Street. Which means to me that you are truly, like, you missed a whole generation. It's like if you didn't know what it was like to be Lee, and you ain't know if you wanted to be the B Street Breakers or the Bronx Rockers, if you wasn't in your living room trying to spin on your head, it was before Ray Don Chong turned white again. Man, if you didn't realize that was Dougie Fresh right there in your presence, Cool Mo D right there. You got it?
I'm trying to
It's the Christmas rag. Ho, ho, ho. Open up your door.
Trying to see.
Go.
They got like
That's it. That's it.
one?
That's it right there. Go ahead, turn it up. Let the people hear.
It's fine.
No. That's B Street. No, it's like
It's not this one.
there you go.
Look at you like, yeah, that.
No, that ain't it.
It ain't that one.
That one-
It's like a little clip though.
It's with Dougie Fresh. Put B Street, Dougie Fresh. Ho, ho, ho. Open up. It should be like Cool Mo D. It might be Dougie Fresh and the Treacherous 3 or something like that. Anyway, it's the Christmas rap, Beat Street, Christmas tree rap, something like that. They was at the club. Ho, ho, ho. Open up, because the whole thing was set between Christmas and New Year's on the most part anyway. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host. Yep, it's the Treacherous 3 Christmas rap. Check that one out. That should be it, right? You got it? Is it in there? You ain't got it? You can't find it. Riis, Riis, I got to change your name from super producer. You ain't made it to super producer yet. You producer. But like super producer, you hear him clicking, y'all. You hear him clicking because he going to get that title. Because you know Riis be like, I know. Right, when he finish, he going to be like, I knew this was it anyway. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. While Riis is looking for the Christmas rap by the Treacherous 3, I am going to get into some of these headlines. Juicy Schmooye. Riis, I seen you in the comments yesterday. Y'all now know why Riis had an attitude yesterday. Riis had an attitude because he had his whole Juicy Schmooye ready to go. He probably did the whole script ready. So Riis, while we rating, look, Riis.
I think that was it, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, so
go
like
ahead.
I had it from like the
way,
beginning,
okay,
when he walking in.
Go ahead, play it real quick. I'm scared to bring some Christmas spirit. I got a big bag, now guess what's in it? Some for the riches, some for the poor. So Merry Christmas and a ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, Merry Christmas, my foot.
I'ma tell you what Santa really put under my so-called tree, but in reality, look like
Nothing but a decorated pole to me.
Man, you talk about a tree, it makes me wonder, cause I never had a tree to put anything under. If I ever did look up and get a tree, there was never anything under it for me.
Man, y'all should be glad that I didn't quit, cause I'm getting too old for this
Santa Claus
shit. Y'all think I'm getting presents made for free? I gotta pay them bills.
Ain't nobody paying me.
You big fat whale, you might as well quit, cause I can name 100 presents
that I didn't get.
And if I did get a present, it'd be a hand-me-down. Yo, I got this for Christmas now.
How that sound?
It sounds good to me, cause I'm about to freeze. You wanna see something? Look at the bottom
of these.
Me and my brothers can't go out
at the same time, cause a coat that's theirs is a coat that's mine.
And I know one thing, y'all better get off my neck and wait till you get
your welfare check.
Go on down to the office and stand on the line. Better hurry up, see, I got mine.
Jingle, jangle, jingle for the
pole.
And once you
get your welfare check, you can kiss my mistletoe. Ho, ho, ho. There go your ho, ho, ho. You don't know nothing about. Hold on, you got.
You see how they dance right there.
We should put the video up.
Presents keep getting mixed up, cause year after year you keep fucking up. And now I know why, cause you're always drunk. Instead of G.I. Joe, you send me this.
G.I. Joe.
That ain't a G.I. Joe, that's a G.I. jerk with a kung fu grip that don't even work. So all I did was just put him away, cause my
G.I. Joe look G.I. gay.
Cause you just ain't great. G.I. Joe's gay, what difference does it make? After all, he's just a doll, ain't too much he can do. If you ask me, boy, I ain't too sure about you.
Listen, Blodo, with your big fat suit. Next time, say no, don't send no substitute. Because I asked you for a beatbox and you know what I got? Dougie Fresh, you know that kid from down the block?
First time we ever saw Dougie Fresh.
For facsimile, we must admit, Dougie Fresh is good and made a perfect fit. He's the only reason why we weren't totally mad. Without Dougie, our Christmas would have been really sad. We'll sing Silent Night and Jingle Bells and all those Christmas rhymes. Cause nobody gives a shit about the rainy and hard times. You just jingle and jangle and hang out with the folk. And when you
get your welfare check, you can kiss my mistletoe.
Dougie Fresh and magnificent force and head on
out the door.
And leave these party people singing jingle jangle for the pole. Sing jingle, jangle, a jingle jangle with the pole. Jingle, jangle, jingle.
Riis, yo, no, look at Riis. Y'all see, look, we put Riis up. He ain't even know, Joe. Riis, you missed the whole era, dog.
Listen, man.
That was that Riis, the Christmas rap. You know what I'm saying? That was before Run DMC Christmas, all that good stuff. But that was, you saw that Cool Mo D was in there. Then you saw Dougie Fresh. That was the first time we ever saw Dougie Fresh, right, in the film. Think about that movie was in the 80s, bro. I was in 6th grade when that came out.
I probably wasn't even alive.
That's right. You got to eat see if they got the eggs. You got to eat your eggs before look. My rap too slick, my tongue too quick. I got gallant talent like a magic trick. You better eat your eggs before I break your legs.
They said they rap like Brother Ty.
Hey, man, get off Brother Ty. Brother Ty is from our era. You be tripping, man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, man, so Juicy Smouye Riis is going to jury today. They saying the jury gonna go in today. They gonna wrap the whole joint up. Riis, before they close, you can still say, Your Honor. Now, he done, Riis.
He said we had to say the other day. I read it. He mad because him and that man had a love affair right after. So you wanted me to help you with a movie. Then after that, we used to just go right around, smoking with our cousins to release some stress, as he said.
That ain't all they was doing.
And now all of us, what I'm saying, and we had intimate, and they had intimate relationships, with each other, and I think that he thought that having sex with him would pursue his career in the industry. But once he said, I can't help you, that's when he got really offended, him and his cousin.
Well, it was his brother, though.
Well, his
brother said his brother don't even like, he said he felt like his brother all the time was like, man, he got a problem. Dude said they at Riis. They asked him, did the Osundario brother, did they ever have relations?
He said he's straight.
He said he couldn't remember.
See?
He said he didn't recall.
Starting to make sense now, now he can't remember, now since his sexuality is in question and everything, like now he's starting to, now I can't remember. Now if he can't remember if me and him had relations, do you really think that he can remember us hatching out a plan? Like, so now he got selective memory. You either remember it all or or some. I'm confused, Your Honor. Like, you would remember if you had relations with another man. Am I right or wrong? Like, that's probably something you don't forget. To say you don't remember, just imagine how many other
He didn't say
details.
he just didn't recall.
Well, he didn't recall. Just imagine how many other details, Your Honor, that he could not recall the night that he's saying that we planned.
Well, we got the video of them with you putting a rope around your neck. You know what I'm saying? The two brothers have testified that they did this for you. You are saying that you said they asked you for $1 million each, but then they didn't ever talk to you. Help me understand this, man. We came to your house. You still had the rope around your neck. You said that your manager told you to put it back on because it would be disturbing evidence. Do you really expect us to believe this, just Juicy?
So you would believe a man that tell you that he doesn't recall if we had intercourse together?
Your mom was here, man.
She was in Africa. They gave her a green card, told her she can stay so she can say anything she wants to, Your Honor. I'm telling you right here, right now. That's the reason why I kept it on my neck, because I needed you to see how they had put that rope around me, how they beat me up. And the only thing that I kept was my sandwich. I lost my dignity but kept my sandwich. These men, he was upset. We had relationships, and now no longer. I broke it off because I felt like he was trying to use me to get into the industry. Him and his cousin made this plan up and did what they did.
You wrote you to the wheels fall off.
All the way. My mom is out there, but my other family and our brothers believe me. But my mom, though. My brother was just on camera. His brother was just on camera saying, you know what I'm saying, that. But my mom, who's still out of the country, can't get in, but now all of a sudden, the government will make some moves for her, though. And now she come in with a story. Well, what does she know from South Africa? What could she possibly, or was she there? Did we FaceTime her doing it or something? Like, what could she possibly know in South Africa and we in Chicago? That's the story that you're going to go with, Your Honor. My mom's story that was in South Africa the time of the incident, and I'm in Chicago. And a man that cannot recall if me and him had intercourse together.
All right, y'all. Closing arguments today. Who you betting on?
He getting no. He getting no.
He getting like not guilty, or is he getting he just not gonna go to jail?
They probably throw away 5 counts and keep the most. If they do anything, keep the most pettiest account that really don't mean anything. He getting off.
Riis, if Juicy Smouye get away with this, I promise you, my faith in first of all, my faith in the justice system is completely already screwed anyway. But this would be the person who beats the case. The dude who came here and lied on Chicago. Lied on us all. Riis. Yeah, did y'all hear Riis, man? Did y'all hear this, man?
The man said he don't remember having relations with a whole hoop nose ring in his ear. I'm done. It's not when you got a hoop nose ring in your ear.
What's with that
I'm sorry. Like a hoop nose ring in your nose.
Like this?
Yes, he has a hoop. Like a hoop. Yes, he has a hoop nose ring.
What that mean, man? Don't be judging nobody. I can't judge nobody because they got a hoop in their nose. What does that mean?
Man, listen,
what does that mean, Riis?
Just saying that I could go and see he can swing that way, man. I can go and see he can swing that way. So I believe him, man.
I thought Africans wasn't with that.
What you mean? Every race is gay. What you mean? Every race got a gay person in there. You know what I'm saying? Gay don't have no race.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I thought, hey man, when you go to like Jamaica and Zimbabwe and stuff, they don't be playing that at all. It'd be like, well, okay, I'm not in that. All right, Riis says Juicy. I think we're gonna have a poll today. We're gonna have to put up a poll and just say how many people think Juicy is getting it. Well, he getting it, but you know what I mean. The other getting.
But I told you, anywhere it go, it's a win-win for him. Just imagine. He get off, he win. He goes to jail for 3 years around all men. He still wins. So I think it's a win-win either way for him.
You're wrong. You're very wrong. Okay. The views and opinions expressed by DJ Riis the Ruler are not those of the management because they not finna pin that one on me. It is the Maze Jackson show, but Riis said. Y'all ain't finna have me all type of Lord have mercy, Jesus. Okay. Oh. All right, let me hit some more. Hold on. Let me go to Riis, did you see Illinois made over $500 million in weed taxes this year? $500 million in taxes. $560 million. Check this out. 75 million of that went to the Restore, Release, Relax, Relate, Release Fund, or whatever it is. They call it R3. I want to know who got the money. So I want to talk about $75 million went back to renew and restore the community. What did that mean? Who got the money? I want to talk about it when we come back. Plus, the city refuses to release the reports on Little Village Dust report. Riis, I'm gonna probably have to have you figure out how Riis, we're gonna have to have when it's time to figure our way out of a situation. I think that's gonna be one of your new. This is what we're gonna start doing, right? Like if you need to lie your way out of a situation, we're gonna have you call in and ask Riis to help you get out of it. Right? Like, Riis, because the city is now saying that they cannot release the report. Remember when Pilsen, when they blew up the smokestack and it made dust all over the community? The inspector general released the report, and the city is now refusing to give it out because he said people needed to be fired. He broke it down, the whole story. The city says we can't really release that report. We can't. And they said, really, because the rules prevent us. But the rules are you supposed to release the report. So they probably need to call you and figure out that lie. Riis, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and after we take this break, we'll be back after traffic, news, sports, and the weather. This is the Maze Jackson Show. You ready? Let's go. Nah, you ain't ready.
After this break.
WIFT PM.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys.
TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
Do you believe that God's going to turn it around?
I got to.
Definitely.
Why?
Why? Because he's did it before.
Come on.
And he'll do it again.
Yes.
That you can do it again.
Yes. Come on here.
Come on, I better leave that alone.
Somebody calling you right now.
Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing, I better go. God's going to turn it around.
And I feel like we have to encourage the people because so many people are just truly depressed. They're going through the holiday blues, and we want you to know that you don't have to be discouraged. But you can, in fact, be encouraged because God's going to turn it around.
Turn it around. It's me again. God's going to turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. healing, in advance of your breakthrough. Dance in advance. Dance in advance. It's coming your way. Praise him for your miracle, for your breakthrough, for your job, for your car, for your house, for your new level. I'm gonna praise him in sickness, when I'm weak, when I'm weary, when I'm sad, when I'm lonely. He'll lift me up.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:39 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 30 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare 17. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange 33. Exchange to Deerfield will be 27. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop 36 minutes. Back out to Thorndale 31. Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 40. Outbound 32. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan 35 minutes. 34 back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 15 to the Loop 13 to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th, 7 minutes, 8 minutes north, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 28 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 34 and a low of 23. Now back to a little gospel.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Welcome to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson, doing my thing live on the Maze Jackson Show. But guess what, y'all? You know what? 2 days in a row, I don't know. She trying to make sure she don't get Todd's reputation back in the building, back on the map.
I take Todd reputation.
Oh, you better not. You remember Todd in the shower. You can't take Todd. You know, you have to remember. Todd don't even remember his cross date.
Yes, he do.
Because you're OG.
Ooh.
You know how you were OG? You be like, I didn't
He
make
old
something.
5, 32, 39, 190. I've been
Was you
been
made before him or after him?
Before.
He's still a political G though.
Before.
After you talking about sometimes Ruthie yesterday, I'm just gonna give you one more day, Maze, because you know I'm going on vacation.
You just came back.
No, I didn't.
Ruthie.
No, I didn't.
We want to know what's his name.
No, I didn't.
Mom,
this dude,
no, I didn't.
My
Maze, you
mother,
act like this every time.
My mother watches the show.
I told you I was going on vacay too. Y'all just don't be listening.
My mother watches the show and she asked about you for the first. She said, "Where's the young lady at?" I said, "She on vacation." She said, "Well, how many vacations did the lady get?"
See,
that's what my mama said.
Don't gas Maze up. Don't gas Maze up.
I'm saying
it's the end of the year. We got a whole new variant out. Listen, before 2 more variants come out, I'm getting out the country. Before they tell me I can't, I'm gone. I'll be back. But I'm going to lay on somebody's beach in the sun.
You're going to lay on somebody. You could stop right there.
Right. I was like, when she said, I'm going to lay on somebody, I was like, she said somebody's beach.
Yes. And also for my birthday.
What is a beautiful lady like you doing on the island?
Again. So I'm just giving y'all the heads up.
February what?
I don't got the dates yet, but I'm going to be gone. So look, this is like 3 months in advance, Maze. Well, 2. So don't act surprised when February roll around and I'm like, Maze and Riis, everybody listening, they gonna act just the same way. So I'm telling everybody. I even write it on the schedule, Maze.
So you're gonna be here from your
We can get some protocols around here, Maze. I am happy to put in a leave request.
It's the Maze Jackson. Ruthie Moore is in the building.
Compromise.
I don't believe it.
Ruthie flew out.
Right. We go. I want to see these American Airlines
y'all can come
tickets.
too.
We want to see the American Airlines tickets. We fly. Wait,
I fly Southwest.
Bass fly free, Maze.
Upgrade. What you say?
I said bags fly free.
You get one bag.
The business class at least. I mean, business elite.
It's only one class on Southwest.
No, it used to be business. Yeah, they had business select.
You know, I think after they stopped serving alcohol on the flights, like, what's really the point of like upgrading except to get on first? But then everybody got to walk past you, and you breathe it in all that air, so it kind of defeats the purpose to me. Just saying.
I like the big chairs when the people be like,
I'm little.
They be like,
just sit me down.
They be like, who? I be like,
as long as I got a book, I'm good to go. I don't even mind sitting by babies because I know they got to fly too.
I'll be like, it should be baby only flights. It should be children. It's not really.
You want them to pay more or should they pay less for that?
I'm sleep before the flight take off anyway.
I'm not when it's a screaming baby.
But they got to fly too.
I agree. I feel like
in my ear.
You can't get you gotta get the babies. They should be like family flights, like these are, or you should be able to have the option to fly no kids.
What?
Yeah, like
that's
a no
called
kids
private.
Flight. No, or you know what I'm saying. I bet you if you gave people an option to fly with no kids, you could pay a premium and people would do it. Especially like when you're coming back from like Jamaica or like one of those like Florida. Like if you coming back from like Orlando, I would pay to not be on a plane with kids. Yes, because the Orlando Disney World flights, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Oh, okay. A lot of kids.
And no sirree, Bob. I remember we was coming back from Conclave, man, Myrtle Beach, and you know Myrtle Beach was like hillbilly, so it was like, what's that, Honey Boo Boos all on the plane acting crazy?
Not Honey Boo Boos.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. When they be, it's different when they off the deep end. When they off the deep end, you be like
the Honey Boo Boo types.
What is that smell?
Not the Honey Boo Boos though.
Yeah, amen.
They mama had a drug problem.
Amen. You ever I ain't gonna even ask. I'm gonna talk about this one day. Like one day we should just have like a you ever want to just ask white people questions? I do. Some days I'll be like, so do you ever smell that?
You don't get white friends? You don't got white friends?
I do, but you know, it's like they always want to ask me. So Maze,
you gotta let them ask you questions about black stuff, and
they
do.
They do.
That's what I'm saying.
No, white people. If you open the window for a white person to ask you questions, they got all type of questions.
I call those cultural exchanges.
I'm okay with that, and
I think that's where some of the best, like, understanding comes when you can have those real conversations off the record with other people.
Mm-hmm. Where they could just let
what they tell you. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, my mom was like,
I learned some crazy stuff about how they move, particularly within economics within their communities.
And it's like we call that. We'll be like, why we can't share?
I mean, it's crazy. Like literally, like they live their lives and they're integrated with each other on like such a crazy level. Like one of my friends, her daddy got a cash register business, so he supplied like cash registers to like all they people.
Ruthie.
It was the crazy. I was like, what? And they come like it's like a thing. Like they know to come to this particular person to get their cash registers or to get them fixed. He's that person. Everybody got their thing, and they support each other in their thing. It was mind boggling to me.
It is.
It was so normal.
We'll talk about that because that whole thing is. It's interesting. We have a tremendously crazy, weird psychology that exists in our brains as black folks. And I don't, like, I'm starting to truly, like, you know how you say slavery has an impact on you, but you don't really, it's like you agree with it conceptually, but then, like, when you get granular in a situation, you be like, and I don't even think it's intentional. I just think it's like
conditioning.
Yes, it is. Anyway, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today. How about this one? Dang. Let me say this. Ruthie is here. Riis, you here. So let's do this. Let's get the soul plane off the ground. Let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet because this is the Maze Jackson Show. We are going up, 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 and away. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, as well as my co-host that's going on vacation again, Ruthie Moore. She like 2 days on, 6 days off. I be like, what? That ain't even in a week. You ain't even got.
I wasn't even on vacation last week. I was on business. See, that was business, Maze. And I know you respect business.
Okay, I do.
Yes.
I'm gonna let that ride.
Come on. Come on.
Omicron arrives in Illinois. See, that's why you trying to get flued out.
That's that, and they say that it got here from somebody
went to
visiting somebody else from somewhere else.
To South Africa though.
And who else from South Africa?
That is not a question on the paper.
Juicy Smouye. Look,
Smouye mother. You see how we know that she wasn't implanted here for COVID, Your Honor. Do you see how all this come right back? Right back. Man, come on, man.
Come on, Riis.
Come on.
All right, let me just tell you. Look, y'all.
Riis for mayor.
We gonna put Riis in public affairs. I'm about to get Riis hired for public affairs assistant.
Yes, crisis management.
Look, will Juicy Smouye right now be guilty or not guilty? Currently, 74% of you say he will be. 26% say he will not. So that poll is going on live on Facebook. Will Juicy Smouye go to jail? Riis, let Riis tell it he ain't going. Riis say not guilty, Your Honor. Let me see. Father Flager back in the building, back on the block. Like, hey, yo, get these. Y'all better start solving these murders. I think the mayor got problems. She does. Ruthie, check this out. I don't know if I talked about this yesterday, but she only raised $25,000 last quarter. I think we did.
We did.
Ruthie, we raised $15,000 on one day for the broadcast. This is the mayor of the city of Chicago. I want y'all to understand that this time 4 years ago, Rahm had $20 million in the bank. You remember? Now, I understand. But as you look around the city of Chicago, like there's no more cranes up in the air, right? Like it used to be like you would go up to the top of a building and like you would just be looking and all you would see is cranes. Ain't no more cranes up in the air. People have stopped building. The downtown is a muck. Like, first of all, people are leaving. Think about it. Macy's is leaving, left Water Tower Place. Like the big stores are leaving Michigan Avenue. Michigan Avenue is no longer. It's kind of like the Magnificent Mile, but not. They just did a big old story in the paper talking about consumers are scared to shop and stores are scared to stock their stores because of these super massive retail robberies,
smash and grabs.
Yep, but like the big ones where it's like 50 people rolling up in the store.
They call them flash mobs.
Whatever the hell they call it. They doing is organized retail theft.
What you think about that?
I think it's mob. I think it's rings. So
Yeah.
I think it's like crews that do it, and then I think it's people that once they figure out that there's no real security. Like I feel like
you ain't supposed to stop people. Like there's plenty of videos like that, right? Where people just filling up trash bags full of stuff and just going out.
But it's
like you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
I think the invisible barrier is gone.
Exactly.
In Illinois, in Chicago, the invisible force field that was around Chicago is now gone. Right? Like there was certain bubbles. Everything has been pierced. There is nothing sacred.
That's not just Chicago. That's globally. They stormed the Capitol.
Anywhere, anybody could get it, for real.
Could you imagine putting your feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk? Like,
actually,
now we can fathom it.
I was just thinking if it was my desk.
I know that's right.
I ain't tripping.
Speaker,
or richest black man in the whole entire country who closes the door and not be like, "Nah, look, Nancy." Put my feet up like, nah, here. The black folks is getting our part.
But you know what? So with the smash and grabs being contained to like certain like retail corridors, do you think it's possible for that type of stuff to come into our communities, or we don't got the type of smash and grab stuff they want?
Well, I think we've seen it
during the uprising.
No, we saw some just recently.
Like a
just
GameStop.
showed the whole. Yep, people just went in. So I feel like once they see it happen downtown, anybody could get it. Like I just feel like there's.
But it's kind of like a victimless crime almost.
If they did it at TP, it wouldn't be victimless. How do you determine what's victimless?
If I would rather you smash a store and grab than to smash my head and grab something.
Oh, I agree with that. But I would rather we just have our own joints and be like, what you need. It's just like we don't have. It's like it's the dearth of wealth So like the smash and grabs that would happen in our community, realistically,
It's like a wealth redistribution. What they say, if you ain't, that is one of the signs of the end, is when the poor start to just run up and take things from the wealthy. So it starts with a smash and grab, but then it's going to be all right, let's go to Northbrook grab.
Well, they've been doing that, right? That's where you saw like Oakbrook Center is now a new victim, right? It's like, so don't be surprised now when you go to Oakbrook Center that there will now be tanks.
I need to know who got the merch for the Loto.
Let's not talk about it on this show.
Who got the merch for the Loto? Reese, I'll holler at you because I
Reese,
know
like,
you know.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you. After the original uprisings, a brother came to me and he had Don Julio in the 1942s for $30 a pop. I was like, I can't do it.
The most thing I got offered was like hair weave, like bundles. I know. I was like, I don't even need those.
But you could pop them off. Anyway, look.
Allegedly.
Man, when they popped off the store across the street, and there was 2 Asian hair stores right across the street from Pete's. I got it on videotape. They just they was shopping. Like,
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, Maze. No, you don't.
Look.
No, you don't, Gene.
Hey,
Okay.
they had the shopping carts, the shopping baskets. That was a crazy time, right?
There was people behind the counter, like, taking orders. Like, what you need? Like, and the Asian dude was just sitting there, and the police was outside, like... people with straight...
That's before some of them got on top of their roofs with them ARs, though.
Well, they didn't get on their roof with the AR. Let me tell you, I don't know if it's the same out west. Like, I don't know that they getting on the roof out west like that, because I feel like somebody will be like, oh, you want to be on the roof? All right.
Let me show you some roof action.
Yeah, White Boy James had a missile launcher years ago. He was like, he was going to blow up the police station on there so they can't see. Oh, Jesus. I'm telling you, the 90s, 2000s was the bomb. It was the bomb. All right, let me see what else is on my list. I did tell you, Father Flager, water bill assistance, there's $42 million for Illinoisans to get assistance with their water bills. And so I just want to point out right now, we should expect black people should expect a ton of free and reduced programs for the less fortunate. Now, it's going to be for everybody, but JB is now trying to answer what's in it for the black people right now. So, like, they just allocated $40-something million to pay for people to pay their water bill, along with a $200-something million for people to pay their light bill. And then when those will be pillars of his campaign when he comes to the black community. Right? And be like, we just gave away, we have $40 million to help restore the water after we saw what happened, after nobody did anything for Dixmoor for all of that time when they were out without water. Now you're going to see, because there was inaction there to offset anybody saying, why didn't you do anything during the campaign about that? There'll be this plan to talk about, we gave away $40-something million to help people pay their bills when we responded, but those people didn't have no water for a month.
So we getting water help, light help, child care.
We didn't get no weed. We still ain't got no gambling. Man, but we got to talk about sports betting because it went down yesterday. Literally, we're going to talk about that. That yesterday, there were some unlikely heroes that we're going to acknowledge tomorrow. Because did you see the city council committee on license? It was a joint committee hearing yesterday, and the sports betting proposal got blocked.
I read it. I didn't watch it, but I did read some of the analysis. So I can't wait to get yours.
There's so much going on in that. And what's so crazy is how long have right here on this show I've been adamant about gaming, sports betting, and saying how that was the next frontier, how we did not want to have the same thing happen with cannabis that happened with cannabis.
For a long, long time. Emerging industry. We've been talking about it, right?
And it almost happened yesterday. Like, we almost did it again, made white guys rich. And it was so crazy because if you were to hear, so first of all, David Moore was like, what's in it for the black people? Straight up, like, yo, why we doing this?
Shout out David Moore.
Actually, I'm going to say it, but it was a chain of events that happened yesterday that caused them to stop, to pull the or to table the ordinance, to come back to the table and have to figure something out. And I it's almost like we got the rock, and it's our chance to shoot it, and don't nobody want to shoot the ball, right? Like, you right now are at the precipice of making another generation of white billionaires with none black, and now the ball is in our court. The billionaires on all sides got frozen. Are we going to let them off the hook with some garbage, or are we going to make a meaningful play here? And does the Black Caucus have an opportunity to interject themselves? It was so crazy that the mayor's allies, who normally support the mayor, was like, hold up, wait a minute, y'all. I can't wait to talk about this. We're going to talk about it. But before we do that, Ruthie, you know what? Something came up in the, and this is part of this conversation, so I'm going to mix up a whole bunch of stuff today. But did you see the story in the Sun-Times about the gas pipeline in Pembroke? And the fact that the black farmers are now trying to stop it? My question is, okay. I saw the governor's response to the press conference, who said this was overwhelmingly passed by the Illinois General Assembly with super majorities. And my question is, and so that's their excuse for doing it, but my question is, who did you talk to in Pembroke that green-lighted the project before? And so my question becomes, how do we become more proactive in these situations? Because it seems like they would blame us. And I don't know why it feels like sometimes the goal is to sneak things by us, as compared to saying, hey, it's some white people in our neighborhood trying to make a killing. Black folks who live in this neighborhood, get at them. And once y'all get at them and y'all figure it out, then tell them to holler at us once they got you.
Full disclosure, I got family in this fight. And I think part of it is sometimes people who we deem to be pillars of our communities, gatekeepers, activists, people who are supposed to be advocating, I think sometimes they jump onto issues too quick without really understanding what's happening. And so sometimes you can put a face to an issue and it seems like it is what black people want. And that's all really I really want to say about it. But I'll talk to you more about it offline.
Okay, so talk to me more about it offline, because I feel like sometimes,
because some of our favorite heroes and activists and icons been supporting this for a couple years.
So it's kind of interesting because I was thinking about how these things get put together.
Off the backs of black people.
But how about this one, though?
And
the people, it almost seems like the solution for black people is to try and come up with a gimmick for the white folks.
It's just like gentrification. It's gentrification from a rural perspective. Because remember, everybody now is shifting from city life back to rural life. People are seeking land that is like untouched. That is the new thing. That is prime. And so when you have a place like a rural community like Pembroke, people are gravitating and they see the value in that. for years it's been mismanagement and pilfering and rape of the community resources. But now, because of the way that the world is going, the value is seen in it. So this is just gentrification on another level, combined with immigration, migration, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be it's a ticking time bomb. I'll just say that. And so, I'm just keeping my ear to the streets. And for a long time, it's kind of like when you speak out against powerful Black people who are supposed to be having the best interests of Black people at heart, if you don't agree with them, either you gonna just be quiet or you gonna keep fighting. And so, like I said, I got family in this fight. Like, this is a very personal thing to me. And so I don't want to show my hand too much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even really want to
So then don't show
name
your
names. But you know who y'all probably can just Google. Google Pembroke gas pipeline.
So I also want you to understand, it's kind of like the whole concept of the grant, corporate giving, all of these different things.
Corruption.
Corruption.
And when I start naming names, I'm telling you, I'm coming for it all.
I'm not, and see, we don't say, that's why I don't do pyong, pyong, pyong. We,
I'm coming for all of it.
Oh, Lord.
So, y'all, when the lights come on, the roaches will scatter. Ain't that what they say?
I don't know.
Riis, ain't that what happened when the lights turn on, the roaches scatter? So I'm already knowing the play.
Look, y'all, so I was thinking about when I was reading that article, how do we get ahead of issues? And like, it seems like, it's funny to me that you watch the governor's office leverage us and our representatives against us. Well, y'all people voted overwhelmingly for it to happen with super majorities. So my question becomes actually, it's funny because now,
it's always so many different angles and perspectives, and like the finesse be real. Like, people, it's the art of the spin. You can spin this Pembroke gas pipeline any type of way and make it make sense. It's just like the whole pandemic and the teachers when you're going back to school and all that. You can spin it whichever way you want, and it's gonna make sense to whoever ears that you want it to fall on. So it's just a really big finesse. And anytime major corporations are involved, it's the same old play. So I'm just wondering what type of kickbacks happened for some of these moves to have been greenlit. Literally greenlit. Because it's always money flowing, right? So follow the money. Follow the corruption.
Dang-nabbit.
But really, follow the money.
I'm telling you, when I read that story, I felt like who has our back? Like, really? And I know that sounds like a cornball ass question, but there's something in us. I almost feel like we just be happy to get picked. That somebody with some money somewhere is acknowledging our power or our ability to influence, or
they making donations. Stop playing. Stop playing. When the way.
So
I'm gonna drink my coffee, Maze.
Okay, well, we're both gonna drink our coffee, and we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna talk about sports betting. And what is happening in the city of Chicago, and how did sports betting get blocked yesterday? But how do we become more proactive? Like, I don't understand how this pipeline. So, like, a lot of times, they had a community meeting just so that there is no meeting. How did all the black farmers in Pembroke be against the pipeline, and all of a sudden they didn't know about it before? Right? Like, what made them all of a sudden realize, and I'm saying it from a grand scheme of things, because it seems like if they're building an international pipeline through, that the first thing they would have done was had the black farmers on board. Yes? Somebody's job was to go talk to the black farmers or minimize the black farmers.
But see, part of it is who has a larger voice, a black farmer or a corporate farmer?
Same way.
Corporate, y'all.
Ruthie, it's the same thing that's happening with this sports betting, too. We're going to talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Riis, and Ruth. Hey, y'all. You can see it. Look at Ruthie. I'm going to put the Ruthie cam on. Because you see, she's starting to cook, Riis.
Nah, I'm finna take a break.
Look, she was like,
hey, listen, I'm learning how to master my emotions. And once I do, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be unstoppable.
It's tough.
That is one of my Achilles heels. Is I be getting. But I'm learning.
All right, that's why she getting flued out. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
What's up, everybody? It's the green side of things. This your man Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share. We need you to do it right now and join us at our new day and time, Wednesdays
from 1 to 3 p.m.
on What's in It for the Black People Media.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:09 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. And traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is now 36 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 18. On the Edens Deerfield to the Exchange is 36. Back out to Deerfield will be 29. On the Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 42. 32 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson, we got 44 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. 35 minutes will be outbound to I-355. On the Bishop Ford, from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 37 minutes. 33 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is the same. That's 7 minutes south and 8 minutes north. And today's weather is still currently 28 and cloudy. Today's weather will be 34 with a high of with a high of 34 and a low of 23. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Interstellar here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Interstellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Yeah, now I know there's no time for pretend. Yeah, I come alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the strands. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos. Oh, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forwards, about who not. Just green light all the black economy. Then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided before we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be defeated.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies being heard before. You gotta do more than listen. On a count of three, let's run.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Ruthie. Can't say Pembroke. Pembroke.
More like Pim Took.
Oh, now Pimp
Or
took.
Pimp Brook.
Pimp Brook got Pimp Took. Ruthie, how do we get ahead of these issues? How do we?
We have to change. We have to burn it down. We have to change the system. We have to change the way that we broker on behalf of black people.
So I'm kind of like burn it down because I feel like the case is the white people pick which black people they want to use.
The gatekeepers.
For there to be the voice of what they want to have happen.
And what's the trade-off?
And it doesn't necessarily include black people.
Exactly.
Or it may not always include. So the Pembroke thing really made me think of, because I saw all of those black farmers up there and I was like, so how did this thing get done without them? Like, who were the key stakeholders? And I feel like a lot of times white folks are keen on making stakeholders to fit the situation, not the stakeholders that should be in the situation, if that makes sense. So I'm going to make the stakeholders citizens for jobs when there's the Black Farmers Alliance already that exists, for example. But if you go to the Black Farmers Alliance, who's already been fighting, they're going to be abreast of the issues in the industry and what needs to be addressed. But if you don't want to address that, then you're not going to talk to the people that are actually in the industry that have been fighting for their opportunity. You're going to go find somebody that's going to tell you what you want to hear that makes the white folks comfortable and the white folks get rich, but not really concerned about what the issues are that are the barriers or the challenges that impact the black people. It really goes to white folks picking who our advocates are going to be for us.
Mm-hmm. And then utilizing that same system that exists. Like, it's the system that has to be burned down. It's the way that we do business with each other.
Or do not do business with each other.
Exactly.
That's more of the issue to me. That we don't do business, or we only see each other in context of blackness. Like, to me, for that pipeline to go through there, the largest corporations in the world had to come to probably the least fortunate group of people in Illinois. Not least fortunate, but one of the most poverty-stricken areas.
Absolutely.
So
in the nation, not just Illinois.
So now if you got the wealthiest corporations in the nation having to come to one of the poorest black communities in the nation, why do you cut their nuts off and don't give them the opportunity to negotiate their own deal? And instead say what you think is best for them, as compared to saying, all right, you get in a room with the farmers from Pembroke and big gas line company. When you get through talking to them and they come back, then we can support you, because that's who we report to. We don't report to the corporations. We report to those people.
But you have people masquerading as the community. And that's why the system don't work, because the people that are in place that are supposed to be advocating for the people are oftentimes just wearing a mask.
Well, they the people.
Or it's the gatekeeper like concept. And that's why stuff don't ever trickle down the right way. That's why you can fake mobilize people and people automatically gonna believe you. Like, it's disgusting. Like, it's truly disgusting. And to call it out, I would be seen as being disrespectful. Whew. But it's the play. It's the same play. We've been using the same play.
We ain't been, they have been.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about as like the black community, quote unquote, because I'm putting that in quotes.
That's why I'd be like, the table has to change. Like, there has to be a point where burn it down. We have to start to say,
you don't represent me. You don't get to speak for me. You don't get to take your dollars off the top and not trickle that down. You don't get to pretend to love black people and to advocate for black people when you just lining your pockets. The play is old.
But yet it still seems to regurgitate.
Because of the way corporate dollars flow. Uh-oh. And it's like, if you want them corporate dollars, get in line, boy. And guess what they do? get right in line to get them corporate dollars.
I guess my question is, though.
For a seat at the table.
But I guess my question is, who are they accountable to? Right? Like, I feel like oftentimes they're accountable to the they're not. They're supposed to be accountable to the people.
If you built the system, if you is the number one hustler in chief and you built the system, I can't expect you to want to dismantle it because you built it, so you eating heavy off of it. You built the system, and I'm supposed to have respect and reverence for what you have built up. But when I see the way that the system is built up is hurting our communities. But this is the way that black politics and black power is brokered and has been brokered historically in our community. So I understand history and I get why it's the way that it is, but it ain't working. When all you got to do is throw a couple corporate crumbs, it ain't working. It ain't working for all of us. It's working for some people because some people eating good, like fat rats in a cheese factory.
Grandma Isms by Ruthie.
You already know.
Grandma Isms.
You already know.
Go ahead, tell me the dog one too.
Listen, sometimes black people be acting like dogs on a haystack. Can't eat the hay, but you just barking to keep the cows away. So we all finna starve. So I hope it tastes good.
Have you ever had hay? I tried to chew love.
Of course I've eaten hay.
It don't taste that good.
It don't taste like nothing.
Right. It'd be like, well,
I really like the smell of it though. As it's like going through the drying process.
I feel like that don't smell right.
I like hay.
I like
Just reminds me of, like,
hay
country.
in the middle of the barn. I like that hay.
That is.
Hey, we need a barn party. We should have like a barn, something like we should all go buy a barn out in Pembroke and just meet out there on the weekends.
That's what the Mexicans doing.
What? They be meeting out there barbecuing. We should have us like a
fiesta-ing it up.
In the black, that's a black town.
No, it's not. It is a.
Y'all done got immigrant. Y'all done became a sanctuary too.
Pembroke is a sanctuary, yes.
Well, why they got the black farmers on the TV then?
Come on, Maze. Come on, Maze. Get the spittle out your eye.
Uh-oh. Oh, you want a fair kind of mug around here today. It's the Maze Jackson show. It's like we cooking. So we cooking with grease. We cooking with, like, this is fish grease we cooking with. Let's move on. Well, we're not going to move on. We're going to integrate this topic into what happened yesterday at City Council. Did you all see yesterday's City Council finance? I was a joint, I believe, finance and licensing committee hearing, co-chaired by Alderman Scott Wagaspack and Alderman Emma Mitz, both mayoral allies. And yesterday was the day that they were trying to push sports betting through City Council or to get a vote on it. I don't know if you saw in the paper, but we were talking about it a little bit yesterday. They said that the mayor said that the city should bear the cost of infrastructure for creating the opportunity to do sports betting at not at the casinos, but at the sports venues, that being the White Sox, Cubs, Bulls, and Blackhawks. Now, there's been a simultaneous fight in Springfield and in Chicago to allow sports betting. And quite frankly, in Springfield, the reason that it passed with no black participation or real black participation, let me not say real black because I don't want to denigrate John Rogers, but John Rogers' 2% stake in the WNBA Sky was the onus for passing sports betting in Illinois to be allowed in Chicago. Now, I have been saying John Rogers is not enough. Right? John Rogers is not enough. John Rogers is not enough. No disrespect to John Rogers, but John Rogers has, I don't even want to say he has enough, but what I do think is that here is another emerging industry where that can create another black multimillionaire or multimillionaires, and we are going to to put it back. The whole reason it's going to happen is for John Rodgers, who's already a millionaire. Now, I'm not tripping. I saw him the other day at the DePaul game, and I started to be like, dang, man, you already courtside. You're going to take our slice again? But that's okay. So that's what they used, right? Because they needed an answer. Because, can I say this? Everybody wants to be cool with the billionaires. Like, I want to be cool with Jerry Reinsdorf. I ain't going to lie. I want to be cool with the Ricketts. I want to be cool with the Wirtzes, right? These are billionaires that, with a flick of a wrist, can do anything. They're already multi-millionaires on the path to billionaire status. They had the unmitigated gall to propose an ordinance to allow them to do sports betting in the city of Chicago, and the city would only make $500,000 to $1 million annually in tax revenue. Now, why in the world would we allow billionaires, now mind you, with no minority participation? You know what somebody had the audacity to tell me? Somebody had the audacity to tell me that they knew a club promoter that they were going to put in the deal so that they could get some black piece participation. And I got to tell you, it's borderline offensive that even when we got black folks at the table working for the companies that are trying to get these, that, brother, you should have the answer to the test already. You should know. I cannot. Well, let me not say you should know. I think we got to start making people know that you cannot just walk up and be the black dude and be like, I'm about to create multi-billions for these white guys that I work for my salary or for my fee, and cut y'all out. You got to be able to say, you got to look at the deal and be like, dog, this is not going to go. They're going to go crazy out here. There's no way that we can walk up to the city council, who should fear their voters, and tell them to pass an ordinance that only gives the city $1 million a year, makes us 100 times that, and ain't nobody black in it. Oh, my bad. We got John Rodgers. He got 2% at the Sky. You can't even buy a Sky sweatshirt in Chicago. You can't. It was a story in the newspaper. They won the world championship, and people was like, where? What? Who?
You know what? I did not read that in the paper, but I experienced that when I went to, one of them sports stores down in the South Loop to try to find some sports apparel, and they had they had a Sky t-shirt.
You could have got more of the Jackie Robinson stuff than you got.
You're right about that.
So now, Ruthie, the white folks on both sides are comfortable presenting a bill or ordinance to get rich with no black people in it. I got a text because I realized, first of all, I didn't realize that the hearing was happening because I went out on Friday and I saw the lobbyists for both sides, right? And I saw the elected officials, and I had jumped in the conversation like, could y'all? Well, apparently they was going to let it go yesterday and slide it on through, and we was just going to be sitting out, and then I would have read about it in the paper. And I'm saying, family, y'all know I've been advocating for black folks in the gaming industry since, I ain't been fighting on cannabis. I have been saying since the very first time that I saw gaming, look, we created the Black Wealth Initiative specifically for gaming opportunities.
And y'all think y'all just finna ignore that?
And they did.
And what we just supposed to be quiet?
So yesterday, in the midst of the hearing, because I turned on the hearing and I'm like, wait, they about to pass sports betting in Chicago for $100,000, and we put, and I know personally somebody who said we could put $20 million in revenue on the city's table for us to be able to participate, and they said that ain't enough. And you're going to open up a whole market for white folks again with no black people. I'm like, hey, Joe, you know we do have sports betting kiosks. Like, they get you. Look, we are in the industry. Tennille works right? And it's like, Ruthie, how many times have I said, come on, y'all, I'm trying to put us in. This thing is coming, and we need to have a point of leverage. How do these companies, and I'm not on nobody's side. I ain't for the casinos. I ain't for the sports betting. But how do all these people get to walk up in here with no black participation? And then when it stopped, right, when they realized they wasn't going to get, somebody said, well, they told us that they really ain't the ones who get the money. It's like they not going to it's like they're barred from operating. So DraftKings is going to make the deal, or whoever else. And my point is, so see how they write the laws to be able to point to say why they can't participate? No. Okay, well then they don't want to make no money. What do you get from it? Unless you have a sports arena in your ward, which probably makes sense as to why the people that were advocates for it were for it. They have a self-interest in that. But like, why, if you a Black Caucus member, if you a Latino caucus member, why do you vote to support them getting the same people to get rich? Ruthie, do you know any black investors in the Bulls? All right, so check this out, right? You don't know. Give us the opportunity to buy some stake in the Bulls then. We can't do that. Then give us. So wait, we can't get an opportunity. So you want to make trillions of dollars for your family for legacy, but we can't even buy we can get the money up to buy some shares in the Bulls. Give it up. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. Okay, well then let's do a joint venture with DraftKings. Put us in a deal with DraftKings. Well, we can't do that. We can't talk. You ain't gonna never have. DraftKings is never coming to talk to you in Chicago after they get this. Never. But if you force DraftKings, the biggest. Remember, can I tell y'all something? This when you gotta respect somebody like Ed Burke. No way in the world. Them sports books open up in Illinois, in Chicago, and his people don't eat back in the day. He shut down Burger King over a driveway permit. You gonna bring the head of one of the largest corporations in the world, and until he came, he didn't get a driveway. Now, I know they trying to prosecute him for it, but are we saying to us that who do we know at DraftKings? Who do we know at FanDuel? Who do we know? And the lobbyists come in and do what? And then what they do is they hire black lobbyists to talk to the Black Caucus. But instead of hiring the lobbyists to talk just to the Black Caucus, why don't you put a deal together? Why don't you present to the Black Caucus, this is why it makes sense for you all to get involved? Because here's what they're going to do. They're going to pass the law and then not be there to help you during election time when this is all coming back to the head. So in a 4-year period, we're going to let cannabis and gaming become multi-billion-dollar industries in Illinois, in Chicago, in our faces with no participation. That's what we're going to do. Again. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Should we have sports betting? And I feel like maybe we need to start calling. Woo. Like, maybe we should call our elected officials and be like, because you know what they're going to say? Nobody heard. No, we ain't heard from nobody.
Come on.
So now, help me understand. And then when you understand the dynamics of what's happening, Mayor Lightfoot is really trying to get a sports betting to the sports teams to give them a bone because she about to give dude the casino. And it's the overlay for the underplay. So he fighting hard to stop it. But you think he ain't going to... So you telling me if they open up a sports book at the Cubs, White Sox, and Bears, or Cubs, White Sox, and Blackhawks, that he ain't going to want the casino no more? No, he's mad because he ain't going to be able to make an extra $100 million in profit, of which none of us are in. And this is the craziest part. Ruthie, for 2.5 years right here on this morning show, right out in the streets, I have been advocating for blacks in the gaming industry. Remember when I was like, y'all all fighting over the whole, they're about to open this up. They're about to be betting on black kids all over the state. And you mean to tell me nobody can figure out nothing? And don't tell me we getting Christmas toys. I'm saying, because I'm telling you, this what's getting ready to happen. How many preachers you think going to be lined up getting toys around the, right? Preachers. I'm saying, what is it in our DNA that protects the white boy's wealth before saying, hey man, it's like these dudes have billions of dollars. It was kind of interesting to read the story in the newspaper because after it happened, the white lobbyists got up. Shout out to John Dunn. John Dunn is a cool dude, right? No shade. Matter of fact, John Dunn helped me on quite a few campaigns, and I recognize he's leading the lobbying team. But he got up and he said, once again, we've proved, no, dog, I think that some of the black elected officials really realized, like, yo, we're about to do this again with a remap coming, and we're going to have to go and say how we allowed two industries. So let me give some shouts out to some people who you would never expect me to give a shout out to.
Come on.
Let me start out by giving a shout out to Alderman David Moore, who asked the question on the floor, what's in it for the black people? Shout out to Alderman Greg Mitchell, who was just like, wait a minute, I've been in financial services. This is crazy.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Check this one out. Here go one. Shout out to Alderman Pat Dowell, Budget Committee Chair, who said, wait, y'all want to give us $500,000, $1 million? That's paltry. She said it. She called it paltry.
She did the math, right?
Right. Paltry.
Good word.
I mean, she said, I'm sorry, I feel this is a paltry. Not a paltry. This is paltry. Here go the one that I never would have ever in a million years thought that and I'm probably going to get in trouble.
Come on,
at
say
the
their name.
crib.
Say their name.
Because I would have never in a million years thought that I would have given this guy any credit for anything. But even shout out to Alderman Brendan Riley, who, after all of the argument of the debate, the blackness, the what's in it for the black people, the no participation, all of that, Alderman Brendan Riley, because this whole thing, this conversation was based on a study, a union labor study that they were quoting throughout the whole thing. You ever been somewhere and people just quoting this study and so you just take it as fact or whatever? Alderman Riley did one of these. He said, excuse me, has anybody seen or read this study that we're all quoting? At which point, everybody on the Zoom call said no. So they were about to approve these companies becoming multi-rich, multi-millionaires based on a study that nobody had seen or read. At which point, Alderman Mitz recessed the meeting. Now, just think about how crazy this was, that they were about to give these people multi-millions of dollars, no black participation, and nobody had read the study that they were quoting. Did you do what I told you to do about watching Dope Sick?
Not yet. I'm gonna watch it though.
Okay, so one of the things about Dope Sick is the opioid crisis and the foundation of them creating the opioid crisis was based on a study that nobody had ever read. So now you got this multi-million-dollar crisis across the country, and the feds one day say, have we ever seen this study? Now the whole country is addicted, and they find out that the study isn't really a study. It was a letter to the editor.
Sponsored by the drug company.
Not sponsored by the drug company, but the drug company took an excerpt from it. And so my question becomes, when does anybody have the ability to negotiate with Jerry Reinsdorf, Todd Ricketts, or Rocky Wirtz? You know how Jay say, we do it for how you did it to the Cold Crush? Like, think about these sports league owners, how they've treated black people, black bodies. Think about Colin Kaepernick. Think about every black basketball player or person who had to bow down, who you never had an opportunity to address their issues. And now they're coming to you to make another $1 billion and to secure their family's wealth for another 2 generations. And we ain't gonna ask, we ain't gonna demand nothing. Nothing. That's on the side of the sports betting. So what you saw was then the casinos took what happened, took advantage of our pain and suffering by saying that, see, and that's why. But casinos, what you doing for the black people? And again, telling me that you got somebody who we ain't never seen, never heard before, ain't touching the... We have been advocating. Let me be clear. Ruthie, it would be different if there wasn't a black group of people who have been advocating for blacks in gaming all of this time. Am I crazy? Have we not been?
You're not crazy.
So why is it that when we have our own advocacy group, the white folks can go around us? And like, my thing is, we understand the industry and the plays. So why not say, talk to our experts? Don't negotiate a deal for me when you don't know to understand. You don't understand how it works, how they get paid, where the money and the revenue is.
It's kind of offensive.
No, it's really crazy. It's like, so you spend all this time cultivating a space and nobody calls you and says, hey man, is this make a good deal for us? I just think the answer can't be trying to beat us all the time. It's like, that is not, we are protecting, there is not one white guy in this debate. No one black dude in this ownership debate. None. So anybody in the black, and again, unless you got a sports stadium in your area, in your ward, why are you supporting either of these groups? They should be bidding to show you how hard they're going to go for black folks. At every level. Not just supplier diversity. I don't want to just sell the chips. I got money. We can buy in. Sell us points. Do a joint venture. Don't let them tell you what can't be done. Tell them they can't make no money. Bet you they figure it out. It ain't even your... Let's go to the live line. It's the Mace Jackson Show. What do we got to do to get ourselves to the table where people see us? We can force the table. Talk to me, caller. I'm a little upset this morning. Caller, are you there? Hello? I can hear you. You on mute? Caller. All right, well, Riis, we got to let him go. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, let's take a quick break. I know I went a little bit over. So let's take a quick break and then we'll come back after these messages. Sports betting. Like, really? Like, how is it possible that we could potentially allow another multi-billion-dollar industry to open in our city without us getting a piece?
Giving away our collective leverage for self-leverage.
Maze Jackson Show will be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
The skin of men fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. You live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so there's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to make a change? It ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear, just as what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul, black power gospel tune. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program, who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system, total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's, that's a shame, boy. Augment reality, better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react, I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest sin. We seek it all the glory we can obtain and keep reaching. I'm painting this picture, I hope you see it. Just what the theme is. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself. Melanated mood muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Super melanation, renovation of our databases. Gotta fix the trinity to make it past the matrix. There's a rabbit in the hole. Your decision, you gon' chase it or just shove it for complacency. Here's your motivation. Black power in your veins. Up to us to build a nation. European mental detox completely we erase it. Cause you can't keep fighting over old information. Probably bring it right back if you love being black. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. I do this for my people all across the
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building, plus my man DJ Riis the Ruler. We talking sports betting in the city of Chicago. Yesterday, city council committees recessed after quite a bit of debate. And I guess my question is, why should anybody black does not represent a sports team be concerned about making them rich again? Like, what's the actual benefit except making them rich? And if it's all free money, cut us in.
That's it. That's
Like
all.
these white folks betting on black kids playing basketball, black kids playing baseball, black kids playing football, black kids who, how many times will we see the story of a black college athlete that don't make it to the league, but made how many people rich in the process? Right? Like, oftentimes, we find ourselves in the fight for the employee as compared to the equity. So white folks, respectfully, recognize the value of black relationships. Then the other part is, because we don't get to participate, when something like this happens, then a lot of black lobbyists get to eat, right? On both sides, because this is the time that, while they won't put us on all year round, they'll put you on for this project. Okay?
Okay.
So now you see teams and teams of black lobbyists and people running around, and they working on a deal. And so the conundrum becomes, and it's where we don't understand the ecosystem, because we haven't participated in it. We think that the win is getting the black lobbyists jobs and work, not recognizing that we don't empower the black lobbyists to create wealth. See, the black lobbyists, if the black legislator,
gotcha.
So if the black legislator talks to the black lobbyists and say, hey man, the only reason we having this conversation, I'm not talking to the Bulls. I'm not talking to the White Sox. I'm not talking to none of these people. The only reason I'm going to have a conversation is because you hear lobbyists, black lobbyists A, B, or C on both sides. But what you need to go back and tell the people is you need to have a better black plan. Now, go figure that out. That's usually what happens for the white folks. The black folks are happy that the black lobbyist got the contract, even though it's a short time, and the black lobbyist gets paid less than the white lobbyist who coordinates the team, right? So the white lobbyist that coordinating the team, probably on both sides, he probably gets a budget of about $50,000 or $60,000 a month.
What?
Then he has to parcel out that money to various other lobbyists that he subcontracts out, and then they all are assigned a team. The challenge to me is, why is not your strategy to say, let instead of beating black people, include them? Like, it seems to me that the winning strategy going in the climate that we exist in is to say, we need to have the best black plan going in to get this passed. But instead, what they will say is, we got the best black lobbyists. But the best black lobbyists should say, hey, Joe, we can't go in here and sell this without no black people in it. That's an ecosystem. What we have is a dysfunctional ecosystem where we think the win is getting the lobbyist. No, the lobbyist is to be able to be the messenger, to have the conversation. The lobbyist, again, in black cases, thinks his job is to tell the black legislators what to do. In the white cases, the lobbyist job is to tell the business what the legislator wants.
Say that one more time, because that was some game. Say that one more time, because I think I might have not got it.
Okay, in the business, the black lobbyist comes to tell the black legislator what they want, what the business wants.
Okay.
For white legislators, for white lobbyists, they are there to tell the corporations what the legislators want. So our black lobbyists be like, hey, Alderman, I need you to pass this for me. White lobbyists be like, Alderman, what do you need? What do we need to get you to yes? Right? So if the alderman says, well, look, we got a cleaning company, we got a blah, 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 not his own personal, but usually the white lobbyists will say, okay, well, if a casino is going to open or if sports betting is going to open, these are all the things in the industry and these are all the people that we have. Put together your package and come back. For us, the black lobbyist comes in and says, I need you to do this to save my job. So now the black lobbyist, the favor is to the black legislator keeping the lobbyist, not the spoils that the lobbyist can deliver. And oftentimes when we go to the table, we're not at the table as lobbyists, as telling. Like you have the pressure of converting black folks with a $200 check. So you're sacrificing your life while they're doing whatever they have to do to appease the other folks. So when you walk into a fundraiser for like on this other side, the reason you don't hear the white folks squawking is because they done already got all they people that's in the industry in. Now, some would tell you that there are no black people in the industry. I would say that's not true. I would say that how many of you have come to Black Wealth Initiative programming? How many of you how many people have we come and lobbied at the city council or at Springfield saying, hey, look, we're here, we exist. And it's kind of crazy that, I mean, think about it. Tennille has run the NAPR. She has come and talked to all of our legislators, all the Black Caucus about a black participation in this sports betting industry, in this gaming industry. And so, wait, we gonna talk about a club promoter and a black club promoter getting the opportunity for something that we've been working on for the last 5 years? Y'all just gonna because y'all want to find somebody who's not gonna ask the right questions. I got the gaming attorneys. I know where the money is. So they'll come and tell you, hey, bro, we can't it's FanDuel. It's somebody else. We can't do anything. So how you get your check? Oh, y'all, no, tell them they can't make $1 billion. I bet you they figure it out. And it's like we always live on the brink of existence. Like the black lobbyists are fighting to stay on this account, right? This is so it's gonna be an account forever for the white guys. The black guys are on, and and again, let me just say this. Yesterday seems like it could have been prevented. It does. I think that we are so used to cutting ourselves out that when we don't, it's news.
Real. That's
real. No.
That's real.
We are so used to cutting ourselves. Like, it was unfathomable yesterday that something that the mayor, and we just learned yesterday that the equity ain't really the focus because we saw with the shot distribution. When they was giving less, 1 for me, 1 for you. 2 for me, 1, 2 for me. 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me. They were compounding. This is all I'm saying. How these guys could present to a caucus, to a city council that has 18 black members, 15 Latino, and feel comfortable walking in there to pass an ordinance with no game plan for that, should tell us something. It really should. And I think the one thing that I would caution black lobbyists to do or to think about is, you have to be the advocate in the room. You have the floor. right? You have the space. You're not going to have it all the time. So if you don't run the ball when you get it, if you don't shoot it when you get it, yes, you're going to be cool. You'll be good because you're going to be forever employed, or they'll keep you on and you'll get your... But I'm just telling you, if black people are in the sports betting and on the ownership side, guess what I say? I'm not firing you at the end of the project. You're my lobbyist forever. What you think happens to the black lobbyists after they get what they want? At the casino or at the sports betting? The black folks that got these opportunities, except for the in-house people right now, this is like a godsend to them. And so they don't want to do anything to mess up the opportunity to make their, well, in some cases, less than the white folks are making. I would bet, I would love to see, if this thing hinges on black folks, do black lobbyists make as much as the white lobbyists? So right now, the black lobbyist, while he has the power, doesn't recognize that he has the power because he wants to stay on the team. And the way you stay on the team is not by delivering black folks. It's by convincing black folks to do what you want them to do as compared to asking them.
That's the system. Gatekeeping.
But all I'm saying is your white counterparts, they made sure they people were straight.
You know, I think one of the plays that normally happen, like when it comes to like emerging industries and the intersection of politics and elected officials, is oftentimes we get caught because we ain't organized on the front end. So it's like the elected officials then can just kind of put their hands in their pockets, like, you know, not in action, and probably pat their money too, but they can put their hands in their pockets to be like, well, what you want us to do? We do. But I think with this whole gaming piece, it's like you done gave them the alley-oop. Since we talking sports, you know how you said nobody won't shoot the ball? It's like y'all ain't even have to dribble the ball all the way down the court by y'allself. The ball, we passing it to you to do the alley-up. All you got to do is jump and put it in. But the challenge is if they miss it, is it going to be somebody that'll rebound for them? Like if they miss it, then that's what they afraid of. But what's that little quote they said about Michael Jordan? You miss most of the shots you don't take or something like that.
You miss every shot you don't take.
But my thing is y'all ain't even have to do... Like, y'all ain't even dribbling the ball up the court. You dribbled the ball up the court. Tennille been dribbling the ball up the court. Somebody pass you the alley-oop, put it in.
Here go the lick, though.
Everybody else box out and get the rebound.
You know what I told you, Ruthie? Remember when I told you when you asked the question, what's in it for the black people? And so then the question becomes legitimate, but they say, and so we going to answer it, but not with that nigga.
Y'all can't ignore this movement. As much as y'all feel like y'all can't ignore this movement.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. And what's the matter, Riis? Like, you ain't paying no attention no times now. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTVPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it! Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, beans, greens, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:08 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your traffic and weather update. And traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is now 43 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange, 52. Exchange to Deerfield will be 29. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 52 minutes, 41 back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 54 minutes, outbound will be 39. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 41 minutes, 33 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, South 55th to Jackson is 9 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. North side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 8. Bryn Mawr to Randolph, 13. Today's weather, it is currently 28 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 34 with a low of 23. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now back to the Mays Jackson Show.
To the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in it for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Hey, we got a poll going on right now. A new one. Just for the record, Riis, 78% of people said Juicy was going to jail. was guilty. Chicago passed a sports betting ordinance with no black participation. The poll is open on Facebook. I want you to vote on it. Tell us what your thoughts are. I don't know how that's even possible. How? Like, in a city like Chicago, how is it, or let me not, I guess it's the norm. I mean, because realistically, we missed everything. Like, what big boom besides the paycheck, besides them PPP loans did we come up on?
Ooh.
Like, think about, is this an opportunity to leverage black ownership in the Bears? I mean, in the Bulls? White Sox? Can we get the valet contract? Right? Can we get the, I mean, what they got to offer? You know, like, here's my thing. The white folks be like, well, what do you want? Well, why don't you tell us what you got? Why don't you know how they make you negotiate? Have you ever negotiated against yourself? One of the rules in business is never negotiate against yourself. So when somebody says, you ever seen somebody say, well, how much you want for it? You tell me. How much is it worth to you? Because you don't know how much the value is. Because you ain't never been in gambling. So you don't even know how many billions of dollars. So if I told you 20, but see what happens is you don't know what I know. Right now they know you don't know nothing. So they want to negotiate with you. Imagine if let me tell you what, like imagine when the lobbyists and the Cubs and the White Sox and everybody come sit down and talk to you about it and you say, well, here's our expert who's been trying to break into the industry for the last 5 years. He's been forced to take every other alternative route, even though he's just, I'm smart, I can. Imagine if the white guys had to sit down across the dude from the table who's been doing it. And so instead of telling you, hey man, we can't really do it that way because, and I'm not trying to throw no shade, we can't do it that way because FanDuel is in charge. Well, you know how, well, y'all better get FanDuel ass up in here. Not, we can't. So now they can make $1 billion off you, but they can't talk to you. Let me tell you what, the president of FanDuel, for the amount of money that's about to go through this, the president of FanDuel will talk to every single alderman if we weren't so busy trying to hide them. People used to talk about Martin Sandoval, right? Muggs used to be scared to walk by his office. Like, presidents of the whole corporation, he'd be like, come on in the office. Now, he shook him down. But the point of the matter was, like, even when we have the power, we don't see ourselves as powerful.
Conditioning.
What is, do we feel like we got the best deal? Who got the best deal? I mean, what did they have to give up? And think about the gravity of this, though. These people was about to come try and do sports betting in the city of Chicago and convince us that all we should get out of the city is $500,000 to $1 million. Now, Ruthie, that'd be a lot of money to me, but for the city, as Alderman Greg Mitchell said, he said we spent that on lights today in the city. Like, then it got me thinking about, remember the parking meters?
That's what I thought about.
So y'all, hold on. So we gonna give a multi-billion-dollar, and can you imagine what the party would have been like, Ruthie, if yesterday they would have got that passed and they only had to pay $100,000 in $1 million in taxes, they'd have been like, we got them marks.
They would have pulled it out of their wallet right then.
Right, and then been like, oh, we hit a sweet lick. It's too easy. It's too easy. So let me ask a question. Give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Should Chicago pass sports betting ordinance with no black participation? Check this out. They could have said, all right, we're going to give y'all a Southside sports book. Y'all find the land, Maze, Tennille, y'all put y'all team together. If it's only for Ruthie, we don't own no sports. It's built exclusionary. It's built off the premise of excluding us on economics. Think about it. So only sports venues. Well, that doesn't seem pretty racist until you realize, is the Cubs selling any? Is the White Sox selling any? Is Wirtz selling any? They got any black ownership on the board? Pull up the board of directors for the Bulls. Pull up the board of directors for the White Sox. Pull up the board of directors and the ownership, not the sports facility. Pull up the owners. Anybody black and the 2% don't count. We still can't. Until I can buy a Chicago Sky hoodie in Chicago, not online, at a store, that 2% don't count. Do we see ourselves as less than? Do we think we don't deserve it? Why? Like, when does the memo pass that you got to do right by black folks? What the boards look like? I know with all the millions of dollars Michael Jordan made for the Bulls, he built the United Center. They call it the house that Michael Jordan built. I am sure Jerry Reinsdorf has at least 5 black members on the board of directors at the Chicago Bulls. What are we looking like?
They look white to me.
Hold on.
Unless I ain't looking at the right people.
Chicago Bulls. All the white people, all the black people that play, you mean tell me ain't nobody good enough? So they can play ball. They can shut up and dribble, but they can't get into economics.
Man,
okay.
black bodies build people a lot.
Go look at the Cubs. See how many black owners is in that? Cause sometimes we get ownership confused with employment. Respectfully. Black ownership, tell me.
Maybe they just look light skinned. They don't look black to me.
All right, I know the Blackhawks got somebody black. Look at the board of directors for the Blackhawks. Look up the board of directors for the Blackhawks. Because you got to explain to me who are the black people advocating for in this space?
They don't got no pictures up. So I don't know if they black or not.
I think you know. This is hockey. They ain't got no heaters in that mug. Can y'all tell me how does this happen? Like, really, how does it happen? Ruthie, the similarities between this and Pembroke are the same to me. Where the black people are completely left out of the conversation that is going to involve them. And there are black people involved in the ignoring of the black people. For a corporation that doesn't even have a vote. That a corporation that none of their people live in your so anybody from the, how does it happen? Like, do we not like each other? Do we see each other less than? Like, do we have a fundamental barrier in seeing ourselves on the same level as white people? Or is it that we want to be the only one?
First of all, we got to accept the same level of being with amongst ourselves. Like we really, and that's what we've been conditioned to. I know it sounds crazy, but we've been conditioned to treat our own race like differently. You know, when they first brought us over here, separating us with language, colors, house, feel, you know, telling this person like our mind is conditioned. And I know it sounds crazy because, you know, like slavery, but when you spend more years on something like doing that, like I tell people, if you really look at it, like 100 years ago, we couldn't walk on the same side of the street as a white person. You know what I'm saying? So let's know, like somebody that's grandma right now is like 80 years old. They went through it. So that 80-year-old woman trained her kids based off what she grew up off of. You know what I'm saying? So, and then she was trained off what her parents and so the conditioning mindset. So we still at the beginning. So first we got to love each other in our own race before we can even think that we would with the white people. We would chill with them before we had chill with our own people just to come up, because we've been down so bad, as Ruthie say, down so bad for so long. Hey man, I feel like I can come up, and then you know, we'll look at somebody like a sellout or something. But sometimes, as my man Byron would say, sometimes we gotta take something better than nothing sometimes to pave the way. Like, yeah, we may get cheated sometime, but it's sometimes like, you know what, I know I'm supposed to get 50%, but you know what, I'm gonna take this 35, and you know we the king of hustlers. I'm gonna flip this 35 and I'm gonna do it. But for us to take, I'm gonna take nothing, sometimes that does hurt us. But we have to learn how to work with each other first. You know, like, because we don't do that, and white people know that.
I think it's conditioning that has led us to really have just a lack of trust, and I think that part of it is not understanding how to do business with each other. And I feel like I'll be asking you way too many questions about just like the interworkings of business and how it could possibly work, how it does work, and how we need it to work best for us. And until we re-educate ourselves in that way, we're going to keep falling for the same play. But like you said, Riis, because we be down so bad, so it's like, let me just get my crumbs. Because I call them crumbs. Let me just get my crumbs.
But do y'all understand, like, there's literally like a slice, there's like a loaf.
I know.
There's like literally, y'all, like a loaf. And it ain't, and like the loaf is so big that it don't hurt nobody to get a slice. And it almost feel like we don't think we deserve a slice. Like we haven't done enough to deserve a slice, right? Like you didn't work hard enough to get a slice. Like, do you think these white kids that are second generation and third generation, do you think they first generation works as hard as we work just to survive, not to thrive? The work I have to put in just to be able to eat at the same places, and don't get it. Let me not say to eat at this, to afford to be able to eat at the same places and not be busted. What is a big deal for us is nightly for them.
Come on.
And I'm saying, because we can go, like, can you imagine the power of a black person from Chicago in the sports betting industry that's not a South, that's getting, when that chop comes, your economy in and of yourself. Like, you think you can call the head of yes, you can call the lobbyist for FanDuel, and they'll get you a check, as compared to calling the owner that's a partner with them, that says, no, I'm telling my partner to meet us here, and what do you need? How can we help? It's like, and help for us is not bicycles and toys. It's like, we don't need another. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to fight a community center, but understand that it cost them $2 million to build a shell. Remember I told you, if you don't see no bricks, if you see a flat surface, they could knock that bad boy down cheap and start all over. So usually if they give you a community center, it's on some land that they can develop later for cheaper. I love, like, y'all got to understand that charitable giving is for moments like this. To put you in a position where you cannot be denied. How can I tell you no to $1 billion deal when I've been giving you $1,000 a year?
Come on, that's what's happening in Pembroke. Another connection.
I need to make $1 billion. I know that at a point in my life, I'm going to make $1 billion. I got $1 billion deal. So I'm investing now at $1,000 a year, $1,500 a year, $2,000 a year, so that in 10 years I could do $1 billion deal. And because I locked you in, you feel obligated because ain't nobody else doing it.
Obligated.
But now, that money that I spent was all an investment.
Come on,
It ain't I love you. It's investing to be in a position where you...
Come on, Maze.
Let me tell you. Would that I did have the money to invest in our Black Caucus. Would that I had the money to every year, every fundraiser, be like the white boys I see who are writing a big old check. But the reason that they're writing a big old check is because they made a big old money. And that check dwarfs the money that they made. It's a cost-benefit analysis. So when a white boy writes a check for $1,500 or the lobbyist shows up for it with a check with $1,500, for every $1,500, he's multiplied that times 20 or 30. My $1,500 check is coming out of my $3,000. So it's half of mine. It's half of my fee. Not tripping, because I'm grateful. Mm-hmm. But I also recognize that that there are people eating off the loaf, selling us all. And the people who actually have the knife to cut the loaf are chasing the crumbs.
Do you think it's because they feel like if they cut the loaf that they ain't gonna be able to eat off of it? Like, what's the problem?
Like they don't know that it's really a loaf. It's like I always present to you the crumbs. I never present. I present it to you in the form of, look, I don't ever want you to be like, let me look around the box. I want you to look at it through the lens that I give it to you. Mm-hmm. So I got to tell you about all the work and all the stuff that I got to do to get there. And by the time you be like, I didn't even know that. See, if I don't let you see the big picture, if I only keep you focused, laser focused on, and that's part of the reason we're in a jam that we are politically, because our aldermen are ward based. Mm-hmm. So they first protect their self-interest, and then they never really get to the point of looking at it collectively. So if I don't ever let you see the whole loaf of bread, I only let you see the crumbs. And you like, man, well, if you only making crumbs, because I don't connect that the United Center charges me $15,000 a minute if you go 1 minute past 11 o'clock. Right? I don't connect it's just a big building. Right? I don't connect all of the different things that happen and say each one of these is a revenue stream. There is nothing that happens in that building. So I don't care if we got the electrician contracts that you said you're giving us all the electrician work. And we got to decide who gets it. So now it forces labor to come talk to us. Right? And now you can leverage your people who've been getting played at the CHA into the White Sox, into the Cubs. Right? So what, you got to build something? You got to put something in? Okay, call Tamiko, call Okamat. They're going to build out the cubby holes or whatever. Wait, you ain't got nothing? Well, Jandria got a cleaning company. So who's going to clean those machines in those stadiums and specialize? Oh, no, you can put a package together. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me what you can't do. And I'm saying It's like it's simple just to pass it and don't have to do none of this because this takes work. I could pass it and just be done and be like, okay, that happened over there. FanDuel took this over. No. Do y'all remember when they built the United Center and the travelers in the neighborhood was like, nope, ain't nothing happening until we all working. And I'm telling you, it's a whole crew of people. They put that brother away, but he was like, everybody, they formed companies, they had cleaning companies, security contracts, all of that. The revenue on sports betting is going to be more than the actual TV rights. The reason that the Bears are moving is why? Because they want to be able to do sports betting. And these clowns telling us we should be happy with $1 million a year and we can't find nobody black to do nothing? And if you black, show yourself and say what you got. Because here's how it really worked. The black people that they got on board is so you can say, I'm black, I'm on board, and you cool.
That's all they need is one.
Right. That they can, that it's going to be somebody, one light-skinned dude that they could parade around and be like, hey, Joe, this is our black guy, and he going to be, and my thing is, cuz, what's your deal there? So if you are the person for the black folks, come on over here, sit right here, and tell us what you got and how does that benefit us, because we know you're going to make infinite amount of money.
More money.
Mm-hmm. But y'all don't want to do that. That takes too much work. Let's go to the live line. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We got callers. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mace.
Good morning.
Isn't there a law in the state of Illinois that requires corporations to bring, quote, minorities aboard?
Yeah, but remember what minorities are, right? Think about.
Yeah, well, that's the starting. That's just the starting point.
Okay.
And of course, if our politicians weren't acting so much like novices, they would use that law to make sure that blacks are brought aboard these corporations, these cannabis corporations, these sports betting corporations, so that we can be a part of it. But again, they're acting ignorant. They're acting as novices. That's my comment.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, they got minority in there.
They got minority, right?
Hispanics,
They gonna have
Asian,
Asian. Well, actually, the Latinos was like, we ain't with it. They jumped. Shoot, George Cardenas might as well did the Mace Jackson Show in his speech. I want to play his comments because he was like, I mean, we're making the same guys rich again. Rich. He did a whole Mace Jackson soliloquy. Now, my point is, right? And I ain't going to get into the super depths of this, because the super depths of this really go to another level that I'm not going to touch. But what I do know, if you think about who's playing in this.
You can say less, and we with you.
And Mayor Lightfoot is torn between her two biggest supporters, sort of. And so, really, passing this sports betting ordinance was really a favor that everybody thought was just going to be good, that they could just trade on black folks, because who cares that the black folks don't get enough? What they say in The Godfather, give it to the blacks. They're animals. Right? Like, I think that they really thought, like, yo, we ain't really got it. When you look at the teams, I think there's a history of ignoring black people. I think there's a history of redistributing our birthrights. Now, nobody wants to talk about it. But the reality is, when you look at the division of who's where, what, why, when, how in this fight, black people are chess pieces in the mix. we as black people gotta open the door for black people. We cannot see, like, ain't no black money in this being protected. Why are we protecting anybody's white's money? Nobody cries for a millionaire but black people who hope one day to be a millionaire. Make some. Make some. Force them to open up the partnership. There's shares. These ain't private held companies. They got shares. We can get our money up, even if we got to do it collectively. But don't tell us what we can't do. Tell me the white people can't figure out how we can get in because it ain't me. That's what the banks just said. Treasurer Conyers Irvin said we're going to diversify the municipal deposits. Right? And then the banks all said, all the small banks got put out. They said they couldn't keep up because the paperwork and everything. And so now, once again, we are protecting the corporations. And the corporations telling us why they can't do nothing with black folks. Talking to black folks telling us why we can't do something for black folks. What favors do they owe you? The favor, so we are clear, is that if they get it. Because no matter what they got to give up, they're going to be in profit. Now, how much profit you going to make and how much are you going to allow them to make without ever having to come say, Dad? I mean, shoot, you pull that, it seems like, what's the difference between, I feel like, man, why shouldn't people run up in them? We ain't getting nothing out of it. Just think about it. Nobody black on the board. We be at the right now. All them black players filling the United Center back up. Ain't nobody in the profit share. Remember, they wouldn't even let Michael Jordan buy a share of the Bulls.
I'm smashing grab politics, baby.
Michael Jordan could not buy he built the United Center.
Got a whole statue out there.
They wouldn't let him get no points. He had to go to Charlotte. Think about that. Michael Jordan, you cannot say Chicago without Michael Jordan. They wouldn't, the same mafia wouldn't let him in. They was like, you still a basketball player. And let me tell you, even when you was the greatest in the world, we still cut you, ninja. You still, I don't care what I don't care what it means in Chicago. Nigga, we run our joint. Bye. Go to Washington. Chicago, baby. Chicago. Michael Jordan couldn't get a piece. Same crew. So I guess maybe I ain't stupid. I mean, maybe I shouldn't feel bad. But just think about, could you imagine if the alderman said, you know what, Jerry Reinsdorf? I remember that time when you wouldn't let Michael Jordan buy a piece of the Bulls. We could have had Michael Jordan right here. He built the Jordan Center. They did all this stuff, and you wouldn't let him get a piece. Why should I let you have a piece? How you going to make it up? Could you imagine Michael Jordan would probably fly into town, do a press conference, and be like, thank God somebody, you ever feel like one day you just want your own people just to stand for you? Like, not hide about it, just be like, yo, these are my people. I want y'all to be clear. These are the same people who would not let Michael Jordan be in. He could play baseball. He could play basketball. Probably could have played hockey. But you wanna own something? I pay you all the money in the world, but you can't own nothing now. If I let you own something, then that means you get to sit at my table. We don't do Negroes at our table. I mean, you could come to the stadium club, but that means I got you. Your house could be as big as mine. You might get these black athletes talking about some realizing they real value. Wait, they can't be walking around seeing black people equal. And then I'll be racist for saying that, but what really? Just think about what the national story is when the Black Caucus says, we decided we're going to deny sports betting because we're tired of these people betting on black bodies with no black return. They become international celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
International. Think about the chain of events that sets off across the country. And all them white folks looking around like, uh-oh. See, that's an ecosystem. When the politicians say, Dad, here's our opportunity to regulate an industry we can't touch. Now think about it. Ever had an issue with the White Sox, the Cubs, the Bulls? So at the point in which we have the most leverage, you know, he playing the Godfather music, but it's got to be that moment when you look across the table and you be like, you know, I like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're cool, but this is business. This is multi-billion-dollar business. Realize they got, y'all, for those of y'all that, they got Chicago's Jerry Joneses sitting across the table. I mean, think about this. The Ricketts. Trump. Wait, hold on. We forgot that? That don't count, though. That's convenient. And I'm not tripping because I'm not bugging out. But as angry as everybody was, okay, I be talking too much, Stoner. I'm sorry.
No.
I just be thinking, like, how are the, like...
You ain't talking too much.
How does this work?
It don't work. That's why we got to burn it down. It don't work, Maze. That's why we got to burn it down. Can't keep doing stuff the same way. Because when it comes time to tip the alley-oop in, it doesn't happen. You can draw up the best play. But if your players ain't going to execute, then that's why I say that.
Can y'all call the alderman or something?
Got to be different. We got to do something.
What should we do? Because you know they're going to try and pull it today. Like, I want to know what the deal is that they cut. So can I suggest this? Can I be 100% transparent? I think I try to be all the time. Y'all know I've been adamant about advocating about blacks in gaming since forever. Remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago I went down to Springfield just to advocate for our space. Shout out to the hater who was out there telling people that I was down there trying to meet with the Republicans. What? I'm trying to get my money in the world. And it's to the haters that, like, leave me alone. Make your name off your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't when things get tough, then you want to be like, well, Mace. No, don't be using me. I'm all about, for the last 2 years, besides what's in it for the black people, there's not probably anybody I haven't talked to about blacks being in gaming. And I'm not talking about video games, because that's what you was talking about. You got a PS3? 05, y'all. Right? We've been studying the industry. We've been at all the conferences. We've been to all the games. We got the kiosks. We have equipment. We have all of this stuff.
Infrastructure.
Been building it. Y'all gonna tell me about some club promoter.
Then dribbled the ball down the court and threw up the alley-oop.
And said to every black person I could get my hands on, please join us in this industry. Please, as we try to build our space. Who is advocating for blacks in gaming in Chicago? So when you go pull some people off the shelf and insert them into the argument, of course they're going to agree because they don't know what they're supposed to be looking for. And to my brothers and sisters, I know sometimes that people think I'm volatile, people are scared to be associated with me, etc. I would tell you that I only want the best for my people. I do. I'm not taking no vow of poverty. But I see, like right now, we could create black wealth. And it ain't going to be everybody. But I feel like there's never been a time when I've had something when I ain't tried to bring the people up or share it. So much so that I get in trouble for it because people don't always know how to interpret when you're trying to bring them into the space. But I would just ask our Black Caucus. I would ask the black legislators. I would ask the gaming companies, both sides, because I'm not advocating for the sport. I'm not advocating the casinos. The challenge I got right now is the casinos benefit from this argument right now. Right? They like, yeah. They round high-fiving each other because we having this discussion. But y'all niggas ain't off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all about to do a casino, and if y'all ain't got no plan, right? But the question becomes, if we ain't got a plan, will somebody use the fact that we don't and ramrod something through us, and then we be looking out like the tollway and looking like the parking meters? Just think about this. I wouldn't have been mad at the parking meters if we had a chance to buy in. Somebody knew.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somebody getting rich right now off this deal that you made. And ain't none of them nobody you could ever talk to again. Cut us in. Cut us in. I don't know, man. Am I crazy? Like, have we not been talking about this since forever? While people is running gambling, talk about cannabis, blah, 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 blah. Gonna come up here and pass a sports gambling bill with nothing but black bodies to bet on. And right now, there's an auction going on to find out which black person will step up in front of this, not ask for much, and take the hits. And there's going to be plenty of volunteers. Instead of saying, who are the people that are in the industry, that have been in the industry, that can show us how we can turn this industry into an economic benefit for our community, for all of us. I'm going to eat. But we got a plan for the rest of us. Whew. Why are you quiet, Ruthie? Stop being quiet. You try.
I'm just quiet, just listening.
I'll be talking. All right. Well, I'm through with that. Any calls? Nobody care. We got calls. Let's go to the calls. Live line. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I feel like somebody should be calling the black alderman, just saying we ain't with the sports betting until we get a piece. Right? Like all of the numbers. Maybe we need to start organizing. And we got to get our social media hit squad together. Because we should be, like yesterday, they should have been bombed on Twitter, Twitch, everything. They should have felt it. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Should we have sports betting in Chicago without any black participation?
Good morning, Maze. Morning crew, Wisdom family. I don't think anything should exist without black participation. But I wanted to, piggyback on the point that Riis brought up about, how all this stems from slavery. And I think a part of that is, we as black people do not have that entrepreneurial spirit that other groups have. Like Latinos, they come here to start their own business. And we, satisfied with putting in 30 years at a company, struggling, getting half of that in retirement, struggling through that until death, But the true promise of America is to be able to start your own business and become successful in your own right. Now, you have that entrepreneurial spirit. You know, and I always wonder, you know, how did you get it? You know, when most of us don't have. And the thing about it is that, you know, the few of us that do take that chance and start that business, you know, we don't get treated fairly for each other. And that's another thing that Riis was saying, you know. We do a number on each other, you know, and then we all lose out. So, you know, we have to change that, you know, because that's where you gain power is through, you know, social and economic justice. And, you know, that, I think, you know, I mean, slavery did it. Now, 40 years of slavery, that did a number on us and generations, you know, to come. But, you know, it's people like you know, Mays, that can help us, you know, break that and give us the strength and courage to step out there, start your own business, and hopefully get treated fairly by our own people. That's my comment. Enjoy the show. Stay strong, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. I would say that black people are entrepreneurial. I think it's just so often that there are roadblocks put into our entrepreneurial path, whether it's access to capital, whether it's location, whether it is people supporting you, etc. I left you Emma Mitt's number, 773-379-0960, 773-379-0960. She's the committee chair, licenses and rules. Her and, what's the matter, Riis?
She used to be my alderman. She was very good when she first came. I wouldn't trust Emma Mitt to watch my dog.
Okay. So 773-379-0960. Yeah, we need to start calling and tell them that we ain't going with the gaming until there is black participation. Like, we want black participation in sports betting, and we want it in the casino. This is going to be another fight coming up, but I think right now we need to put some energy towards letting the chairman of the committee, because she got a couple white guys that advised them, right? That say, hey, you can get this through. Yesterday, I think they realized that it wasn't there, and I think that there is an additional amount of pressure on aldermen who are now really getting ready to get into an election cycle, and they got to start thinking about these things because our memory isn't going to go away. So y'all give her a call, 773-379-0960, 773-379-0960. Be respectful, but tell them we ain't going for no sports betting without black participation, right? And we ain't trying to go for no goofy stuff, right? Because they're going to try and, the last thing anybody wants to do is talk to me. Because guess what I ain't going for? The nigga deal. I'm not. Like, bro, you about to make billions. Do not talk to me about giving away no turkeys and hams. That's not what I'm here to talk about. You can talk all that charitable stuff with whoever. We here to talk business. And we got money to put up if we need to do that. But we think about this. We can't even buy into this system. Like, your money isn't good enough, essentially. All right, give us a black sports book, Southside. Let us identify our location and let us have one that's far south, that ain't in the space, that's black owned and operated. Give us our own. Create one in the space and let us have it. Create two more in the space. Let it be a black. It ain't even got to be massive. But I could build a sports book. Let me have it. But how you going to tell me that they going to write an ordinance for the city of Chicago that only 3 people benefit from? To make billions. Then they're going to be like, yo, we gave you. Hey, man, I know what it costs to cut the grass. Give me the money, I'll build on my own damn park. You make me a billionaire, let me tell you. It's going to be Mays Jackson parks all over this place. I'm going to name them after me, but Mays Jackson 1. Which park you at? Mays Jackson 16?
You going to do a Dan Ryan Woods? You know how
it's the Mays Jackson Woods. I'm going to rename the Mays Jackson Woods.
We at Mays Grove.
Right. Mays Grove 3.
Little Mays Grove. Milan Grove. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, there's, like, because here's the deal. That even if we did have a black sports book in this ordinance, and a Latino one in this ordinance, it's not going to be bigger than the Cubs or the White Sox. And it's amazing to me that they would allow us to say to us little old black folks, because you know why they don't want black folks to?
Why?
Because they want y'all money. They don't want you. We don't want you to have an option to spend your own money. You want to. Think about this. We can't open up a bar in our neighborhood, get a liquor license. So we gotta go downtown. Can't go sports bet in our neighborhood. Gotta go downtown. We gotta take everything we gonna do and take it to some white folks. Think about the fact that we gotta go to the White Sox to bet on, or to the Bulls, to a white facility to bet on black people playing basketball. How about team up with me, Mark Aguirre, and a group of black sports athletes, and we build a black sports book, Otis Wilson, and find our superstar athletes, and we all partner and build, and you give us a sports betting license, and we'll put it on the south side. Far south. On the west side. But to say we going to pass a law and it's only good for us 3 billionaires.
Ain't going to work.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. You about to not even be here for us. You going to be on the beaches of the Bahamas.
Thinking about this, though.
Thinking, pass me another coconut rum. You like, you're right.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, enjoy the all-inclusive, because it
you,
is.
Mace.
Now, let me tell you, if I were you,
what?
When you get to the duty-free,
Mhm.
pick your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Pick your favorite, because a lot of times in the joint, they water them down a little bit.
You
And
know I'm top
sometimes,
shelf. I'm top shelf.
So buy you a top shelf bottle, take it with you,
And then get the
and
mixers.
touch it up, and enjoy yourself. Have
Great
a good old
advice.
time down there. Do not talk to Dexter St. John. So if a dude walks up to you
Who
on the
need a
beach,
green card?
but what is a beautiful lady like you doing on the island all alone?
Who need a green card?
You gonna be right, but you seen how that work out, right? Then they don't be wanting to clean. They don't be wanting to... y'all. I'm sorry to preach like this, but these are the moments where I just want to pull my hair out, because, like, y'all understand that the VGT industry, right, which is those video, like the Lotties and Dotties and all them pubs and all that, you know, they do over $80 million a month in business. A month. Sports betting is going to be bigger than that. And just like cannabis, none. Y'all check me out today. I'm going over to Corey Brooks's. I'm going up on the roof.
You going on the roof?
I'm going on the rooftop today around lunchtime. So I will be going live from up there today. What's the matter, Reese?
I'm just saying it's cold.
I'm going live for lunch and back. But Corey be messing with them billionaires. So he probably got a heated tent. He got like a porta potty on the roof, the whole thing. Look, Ruthie, you'll be back when? Depending on when Dexter say.
I need my mic, my bad.
Probably like next Thursday.
Damn, G. All right.
Hold it down. And don't be acting funny when I come back, Reese, because you was acting funny yesterday.
No, I'm just...
He was upset that you was back.
I know.
He was like, I did my Juicy Smoothie impression, and you
Maze
talk.
ain't even let me say it
And
this time.
look, I'll go in the comments. He said, what happened to my Juicy?
Yeah.
Juicy.
That's my song.
Do-do-do.
That was the first thing walking out.
Do-do-do.
Free man. And then they go, Jigga Kelly, not guilty. Right, they gonna
Don't stop invoking his name. Ugh.
That man ain't
Juicy.
Oh, Reese, no. Reese, you will not be
as long as they
PR
keep
crisis
saying-
management
as long as they
for
keep
the
saying
Pied
Elvis,
Piper.
As long as they keep saying Elvis,
Man, for the Pied Piper, you cannot
Elvis
be.
did not mess with little black girls.
So he messed with little
just
girls.
I
messed with little
I can't worry about everybody else. I got 99 problems.
Hello.
Ain't one.
Hello.
Hey man, What you say? We got love on ourselves.
Right in the car, put on TB2.
Reese, but then Reese just get through saying, we need to love on each other.
TP2.
That was like one of the best albums.
Oh my
all
goodness!
time.
With
Like,
Ignition on it?
12. No.
Yes, that does have Ignition on that. TB2.com does have TB2.
Oh, then maybe I think I'm thinking TP1. What's the greatest love?
That's TB2.
Oh, TP2 is off the
yes,
chain.
sir.
I don't listen to it though. It just really hurt. You dang, cause that bro.
No. Don't go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Can we talk about something else besides him before we end the show?
Yes, we can.
Chaos. No, just playing.
And on that note.
Okay, wait, Maze, what do you think is a good, like, what should people be doing today? Watching a meeting, tweeting, like, what do you think?
I think today, as many people that can call Alderman Emma Mitt's office black and say, let me think. No sports betting until we get black participation. What's in it for the black people? No sports betting. What's in it for the black people? Respectfully, no sports betting. What's in it for the black people? Ask to speak to them. Feel free to call any of your black aldermen because they're all going to have a vote on this. So they should know that we care, right? And I'm shamelessly letting you know that this is my space. I have been in this space. I have been trying to cultivate this space even when everybody else was trying to distract me with cannabis. Please, and I will bring back the spoils. But there are billions of dollars to be made. Billions. And there's not a black sports book anywhere in the city or the state. And they're about to make 3 white men richer again.
Off black bodies, y'all. Don't forget about the black bodies.
And don't let the Latinos tell you. They'll be like, it's soccer now. But we taking that too. Shoot. Anyway, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, asking every single day. Oh, no. So for Maze and Reese, Ruthie, what's dude's name again? Todd. Shoot, if we're going to mention Todd, we might as well say Sonya too.
What up, Sonya?
What up, Sonya? She done came back on social media. I've been seeing her moving around there. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? If you don't like it, still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Listen, go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends DNA get spilled on.